we were talking about before we came on, Rye, that like a lot of times when you've looked through your history, my history of trade deadlines and people being linked places, that it usually never happens that way. You know, like it's usually then something out of left field, like, oh, I didn't see that coming, right? And that's usually how it goes, and not necessarily bad, just something you were like, oh, wow, did not see that coming. Like I feel like if it's a major league trade deadline, it's the NBA, NFL. Some once in a great while, you can say, man, that guy was really linked there, and he went there. Most of the other times, it's somebody else. So beings are so much going and put in the James Harden, right? Where today at HUD, you know, we make an executive decision, like shut it down. Shut it down with Harden content. I don't want to see any more rumors. Because every time there's one rumor, there's another rumor that surfaces as something completely different or an add-on. And what people need to remember out there is that a lot of these blue checks, a lot of these guys who have their sources, right? Somebody's paying their bills.
Yep.
Somebody. If that's Clutch Sports with Shams, right? And there's people paying people's bills, right? So just remember that. Just remember that as you just put this gospel into certain people that are a blue check reports it, right? That doesn't always necessarily mean anything. Now, what it can mean is for the Sixers, and why I disagree with the poll, and I think it's going to be for somebody else, right? If you're asking me if they make a deal, I'm saying it's going to be no to Harden, but I think they do something for something, right? In terms of Ben, like I don't think Ben's here. I just don't think he's here. I don't know how that will happen. I don't want to think he's here. I want to talk into existence that Ben Simmons is not here at Thursday at 3:01. I don't want him here. Okay, but if it's not Harden, what it does is that people actually believe that. If their general managers actually out there to believe it, like, oh man, they're close for a deal with Harden. Guess what? Maybe that brings Sacramento back to the table. Maybe it brings any other team out there that has been in contact to the Sixers about Ben Simmons. Maybe it brings one of those teams back to the playing field, all right, back to the table, right, and saying, hey, we're playing 10 on red, and we're gonna put 120 something million on 25, okay? That's what you're looking for. So you hope that that these rumors are true, that they really want James Harden and all that stuff, and also on the other hand, understand that hey, some of this could be to drive the price up. Or at least the price back to 75 cents on the dollar. Because I think after Shaq's comments, this price went down to 50 cents on the dollar. And I don't know anybody else out there can think they don't. When you're talking about a Hall of Famer, one of the greats of all time, that especially at the big man position, right, one of the most dominant players of all time, saying the things that he said on maybe the most viewed basketball show on the planet, okay, that doesn't get unnoticed or go unnoticed. Sorry. Like GMs aren't saying nothing to see here. Right now people that may have not been concerned get concerned. So I then link, now Harden's available. Now, right? Like, not saying he wasn't because he's on his last year of his deal, but now James is available. Oh, hi, James. Didn't know you were there. Good to see you, James. Right? I didn't know either one of you guys were there. So I think some of that could be, hey, us trying to get the price up, try to get 75 cents on the dollar. I can't believe that Ben Simmons is going to be here after the trade deadline. I listened to Joel Embiid today talk about it. I just don't know how he's here. I can understand, that he didn't necessarily say him, but we all know who he's talking about. So we'll see where it goes from here. But I disagree that that's Harden. I think it's going to be for somebody else.